would you like to introduce yourself?
I'm Michael Good. I'm one of the tenors in Voices of Silicon Valley.
Okay. And I'm Lucy. I'm the marketing director for Voices of Silicon Valley. And how do you feel about the pieces that you're working on?
Oh, they're great fun. They're great challenge. And I mean, the Schoenberg in particular, you have the total contrast between the very romantic, lush piece from the beginning of his life and then a very naughty serial piece from the end of his life. But if you don't like naughty and serial, it's only 3 minutes, so it's okay. The lush romantic one is longer. It's a 9 minutes piece.
Oh. How much of Schoenberg's work have you gone over before?
This will be doubling my Schoenberg performance because I did Survivor of Warsaw with the San Francisco Symphony Chorus and Theme and Variations with a couple of different bands. And I actually know Schoenberg's grandson from genealogy pen pal research, but he has two composer grandfathers, Schoenberg and Eric Zeisel, and I'm one of the few people who has sung both Schoenberg and Zeisel pieces, so that's great fun.
Oh wow, it must be really exciting to work on composers' pieces that you kind of have a sort of a personal connection to.
Yeah, it's great fun, and I mean, I've never sung anything by Schoenberg like Friede, Erden, so it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's new. It's a new part of Schoenberg that I haven't performed before. I've heard pieces like this before, but I haven't performed a Schoenberg like this before, so it's great fun.
And are there any new challenges that are coming up, or any old favorite pieces that are coming up that you really like this concert?
No, I think it's just more of the same challenges that we usually have in a Voices of Silicon Valley concert. It's complex music, and it takes practicing to get it in your ear and be able to sing it with the chorus. But it's great fun.
Okay. So is the challenge of working on these pieces, is that part of what drew you to Voices of Silicon Valley?
Yeah, my wife and I have been doing we met in a college band that did all contemporary music, so we've been doing contemporary music for a long time, and being able to work on new music by living composers is very attractive to me.
Okay, wow, okay. Well, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Do you want to introduce yourself?
Well, my name's Jody Lee, and I'm a soprano. I've been with Voices of Silicon Valley for, I think, maybe 6 years, 5-6 years, something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow. It's a really long time.
Yeah.
And how are you enjoying this concert season so far?
I love it. I've never done Schoenberg before. I'm a big fan of modern music and learning to experiment with my voice and all these interesting things. So the Schoenberg has been like medicine for me. It's a completely new world. The first one that we've been doing, the Friede auf Erde, it starts off really tonal and then floats away, comes back. So it's been really fun to experiment with moving in and out of tonality.
Okay.
And then the Dreimal, tausend, Jahre that's like a serial music. So it's math, which is so neat, not terribly mathematically inclined, but I can see all the patterns, and it's so neat to see how all this fits together and then come together in strange sonorities, but yet they're not. And here and there we get a little bit of consonance, and we just kind of go into that and then move away, and it's so neat to be able to do this music. Most choirs would never ever decide to do this, and here we are doing the sesquicentennial of Schoenberg. His birthday was yesterday on the 13th.
Oh, wow.
13th. So, I mean, it's a real honor to be able to do this really neat music. And then for the next month's concerts coming up, that music is really, really striking. From things written for a room full of teeth, bits torn from words, all about anxiety, and you just hear how some of those words come through, and it becomes an incredibly moving piece. it's really great music. Video game music.
Yeah, yeah.
How cool is that? You know, as I was practicing at home, my son was like, "Hey, I know that piece. That's Genshin Impact."
Yeah, it's great
So,
to do music that someone you know recognizes. Right?
yeah. Actually, I went to a whole Genshin Impact concert up at Grace Cathedral in San Francisco back in February or March, something like that. It was really enlightening. This amazing string ensemble was together and playing all this music from the video game. My son was like rocking out to it. It was really cool. So nice to be able to branch out into music that we kind of take for granted in these other genres like video games and things like that. And it's like, no, actually, we can sing that too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're really enjoying like the dynamism? I don't know if that's the word of Schoenberg's piece, like the contrasts, like the lyricism versus the like very structured mathematical, like
Yes.
two opposites.
And then the whole feel of that structured mathematical piece is so esoteric and sort of floaty, and it's really interesting how the two combine in each piece in different ways. I'm really enjoying it.
Okay. So how are you finding the challenge of working on Schoenberg? Because you said you've never like tried singing him before. How are you finding that experience?
The experience is tough. It's a lot of on my commute to work, I have my playlist and I listen to it all the time. So I get to hear it probably the whole playlist 3 times a day. And then I'm practicing at home. I'm practicing, you know, take segments and just practice those, try and play another part, practice that with that, try and find the relationships. It's a lot of extra looking at everyone else's parts and stuff and seeing where you fit in. And then sometimes it's a little, oh right, there's my note, I'll just take it right out of the air. So it's a lot of trust and really feeling where those sounds and where the harmonic or non-harmonic structure comes, and you just got to keep it all in your head as to where it is. It is like medicine, because we take it for granted, you know, all these relationships in really consonant music, and then with this music, it's, you know, you can't take that for granted anymore because it's gone. So you really have to, you really have to know it inside and out, which you know, Schoenberg does that, going forwards and backwards, inside and out.
Okay, so you really have to like listen to yourself, listen to the people around you, pay attention to the music. It sounds like there's a lot going on there.
There's a lot going on. You are eternally in the present within that music, where it only makes sense from what you've heard before and is going to make sense in its own structure from what comes after too. So you're in a constant state of past, present, and future within rehearsing this music and learning this music, and yeah.
And it sounds like the experience is changing every time you sing it with people, right?
Yeah, because throughout the rehearsal process, now we're learning, oh, well, we heard that note from here, or oh, they have that little figure, but it's backwards, and that now we get to sing it. So then it starts to make even more sense each time, and we get to discover more and more of how we're all fitting in together as we're rehearsing each time. So this isn't something that can come together overnight, even with, I think, with the best of the best, you know. So it's a really, really good lesson in delayed gratification in a way, where it's like, okay, I know my stuff, and then it's gonna get better and bigger and more involved and more together and cohesive the more and more you do it. So then it becomes less about the parts and more about the whole and how it all fits together. So
So you're like you're learning the music at the same time that you're trying to learn how to fit together as an entire ensemble.
Yeah.
Like practice by practice.
Yeah. Because, you know, those ideas of what music is, you know, going from 5 to 1, from dominant to tonic, or things like that, are just not there, especially in Dreimal, tausend Jahre. So, yeah, it's really neat to be able to put it all together. And it's really coming together well, I think, anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounded really great in there, so
Thanks.
yeah.
Awesome. Glad to hear it. We're working hard
Yeah.
and working smart too. So,
Sounds like it.
yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming to talk with me.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thank you.